What's going on, everyone? Welcome into GDT Live, presented by DraftKings. My name is Daeden Colton. Alongside me, Colton Davies. As usual, we are back, fellas. Past couple weeks, it's been an off week, I guess you could say. Colton was in Toronto. I was away at work for a few days. Colton did get to interview Craig Ludwig while he was in Toronto, and yesterday was with Max Bultman of The Athletic. But Colton, let's talk about that Toronto trip, because you were in my old stomping grounds. Like I said a couple minutes ago, 3 months after I finally moved out of Toronto, you decided to go.
Yeah, I was for daily face-off, went down there, had a couple meetings, went to the Blue Jays game like I kind of mentioned, but yeah, man, went to Toronto, was a good time. The Jays lost, so that was fun.
How was the game though? Like, how was the atmosphere?
That was cool. I've never been in an arena like that with 50,000 people before, and like
plus.
And yeah, and then more than that, right? And so I think for me it was just like it was really mesmerizing, like being in a stadium that big with that many people and just like the amount of momentum that can happen.
Was the roof open or closed?
Yeah. So it started closed and then they opened it up. So I saw the half an hour spectacle that it takes to open that damn thing. But man, the views that it had, incredible.
What was it? I'm sorry, I'm asking. I want to know like so much in detail. But was this like a night game or like an afternoon game? Okay, night game.
7 p.m.
Friday.
I was up in row 500. I think it was, or I was up in the 500s and then row 26. I think it was. So we were like pretty high up there. We had a good vantage point. They played the Twins as well.
Was it a Friday night
ended up
game?
losing. They were. What's that?
Was it a Friday night game?
Yeah. No. When was it? Tuesday night. Tuesday night.
Oh, so it was Looney Dog. Did you get the Looney Dogs?
Yeah, I had.
How many?
6.
Not bad. Respectable.
Not bad. I felt like I could have done more, but yeah, I did 6 dogs. That was good. Couple buddies as well at work had like 6 as well each. I think they sold over 90,000 hot dogs, they said. Like they set a new record, so that's fucking sick. But yeah, man.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I love when I was in Toronto, my favorite thing to do was go to a Blue Jays game. We'd go pick up like $20 general admission tickets and just go stand like out on the WestJet flight deck and just watch the game, have a couple beers, a few too many Looney Dogs. One of my buddies, I think, crushed like 5 or 6 dogs before like opening pitch last year at one point, and I was like, all right, settle down here. But yeah, Jays games are pretty fun. What about the Hockey Hall of Fame? You said you went there.
Yeah. That was probably the coolest place I've ever been to. Like when we had the Memorial Cup here in Kamloops, we had like a miniature Hockey Hall of Fame that they kind of bring along, but it's nothing like what's in Toronto, of course. But man, seeing all that stuff, like I think I said it yesterday. I spent like 2 hours in there just wandering around. Could have spent more time as well, but we had dinner plans. But holy shit. A place that I recommend everyone go to and spend some time there. Of course, was texting Jeff Merrick throughout it, and he was kind of helping me guide me to some places. Checked out the resource center, just so much cool stuff there. Like you've been there, hey?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask you this because last time I was there, me and the boys were like, okay, so here's the Gretzky like monument thing. Is there going to be one for Ovi when he breaks the record? Obviously, there has to be. So I have to ask you, was there anything for Ovi there about the record or anything?
Damn, I didn't even look. Huh.
I think I texted you this too.
I know, I think you did. I didn't even look, to be honest. I'm trying to think what I saw for Ovechkin. I don't know. I took videos of a lot of stuff because you can take photos and videos. So I took videos of quite a bit of the different displays. But I just can't remember if there was anything for Ovechkin. I don't know. I'm going back in January.
You'll have to go back.
So check it out then. Exactly.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of it is the mask wall. Like it's got two
Yeah.
walls. It's like almost like a
Yeah.
tunnel, and like both sides of the walls are just like filled with goalie masks. It's sick.
My best friend is a absolute goalie nerd and just was a goalie growing up as well. So I sent him like a whole video of every single mask. Terry Sawchuk's like original mask, like that's so sick.
I think the first time I went, they had a Fukali mask. The second time I went, they swapped the Fukali mask with something else. But I don't know. There's that one. There's the Eddie the Eagle mask is in there. That one's pretty.
Yes.
But
Yeah, that one was dope.
yeah, there's lots of cool stuff to do in Toronto. Glad you enjoyed your stay in my old stomping grounds.
It was a good time indeed. It was a good time indeed. There's some new jerseys that got dropped today.
Big time. Which one you want to start with? The away whites for Carolina?
Yeah. Yeah, the away whites.
What do you think of these, Colton? Give me your thoughts.
The logo needs white on it.
Yeah, that was the first thing that I noticed too. I don't know about the sleeves either. Like I think they also could use like a white stroke around the numbers. Like you see how Svetch's 37 kind of just looks like plain black on red, you know what I mean?
Totally.
I know that's what they're going for. They're like going for just like that two-tone like style, but I don't know. If you're going for a two-tone red and black, I think you need I don't know if it works. I think you need a little bit of white in there somewhere. That's what I think. What do you think about it?
I think so as well. I really like their away jerseys that they had years ago, like the original ones back in like, when they won the cup and back in '06 and stuff like that. Like those jerseys were my favorite ones, those away ones. I don't know, how they managed to go from worst jersey to worst jersey every year is crazy.
I remember watching games like back in the mid like 2010s, and it would be Carolina, but they're on the road. But for some reason, they're wearing their home reds, and I'm like, what's going on here? And apparently, it was a thing. Like this isn't anything new, but people like or not people around the team, but the management and like the owners and stuff would say, hey, like, can we wear our home kit in your home arena because we don't like our whites? That's pretty much what they said, and most teams would allow them to do that.
Yeah, that's
which I don't know.
I don't know. I think we'll have to see these jerseys like on the ice and like kind of like in person to kind of get a better understanding of them. But they're very mid.
You want to see a jersey that I do like?
Yeah,
the Ottawa Senators' new third jersey. This one looks pretty clean. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like how the shoulders just abruptly end like that. But
yeah.
But other than that, it's very clean.
I like that they did the gold accents on the black there. I think that looks really good. It's it's a clean jersey. I agree with what you said about the shoulders there, and it just abruptly ending would have been. I don't know. I felt like they could have done a bit more with that, but honestly, a good third jersey for Ottawa. I know it got leaked, and then of course they officially announced it, but hey, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, this is one that got leaked. That actually was true. The Carolina one got leaked a few days ago, and it was nothing like that one. Like the logo was completely different. It was like a stick and a puck and a hurricane thing, like a tornado. I don't know. Didn't look anything like the one that came out. You know what that Ottawa one reminds me of? The Vegas Winter Classic one when they played at Lake Tahoe against Colorado.
Okay. Yeah.
It like kind of has the same colorway of it. I mean, like obviously Vegas had like the triangular bottom and stuff, but it's the same red, same gold. I think like not the same, but it's around the same style, and I don't mind it. I actually like that jersey a lot.
No, I think it looks good. I like it. They got a good set of jerseys going on, I think, in Ottawa. It's looking good. You want to flash up the picture of Zane Parekh?
All right, yeah, I will do that. One sec, fellas. We got this picture sent to us. Colton got this picture sent to him from the prospect on Anthony Donati, friend of the show. Go check out his stuff. He does amazing work with prospects. And right now he's currently at the player showcase, the NHL rookie showcase, and he had a picture of Zane Parekh that he sent to Colton. And if you look at this picture of Zane Parekh rocking the stash, it just pause the video, screenshot the video, zoom in, and tell me that that mustache doesn't look too perfect to be real. You know what I mean? There, like Colton, there's got to be 10 pounds of product, like just hairspray or something, just like holding that thing together perfectly. He's cracking a smile. The stash isn't moving. I don't know. I don't know. It almost looks too perfect to be real.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. It looks too perfect to be real. It's that's a good, if it's fake, which I'm assuming it is. That's a good bit by Zane to pull off and come to this rookie showcase looking like that. That's pretty comical, honestly. It's good to have some personality in a player.
Definitely, definitely. Someone like last year, it was kind of made aware that Zane got cut twice by Hockey Canada, the year before and this year. And he just kind of shows that nothing really breaks his character. Nothing can kind of break him. He's going to show up and still try and put a laugh on everyone's faces. He's going to do very well in Calgary, I think, this year, if that's where he stays.
100%. And he should. He should for sure.
Well, Colton, we going to break down a little bit of the CHL and how the preseason is building up here. The QMJHL will start there. On this side of the province, things are shaping up. Rosters are getting set. And there's a couple of rosters that look really dangerous. The first one is the Moncton Wildcats. I don't know if I would I don't like using this word, but I don't know if I would peg them as a like a friggin' Memorial Cup champion already, or like a QMJHL champion already, because there's just too much left on the table. But they have 5 Americans on their roster this year, and that's something that the CHL isn't really used to. QMJHL teams, especially having like 5 teams or 5 American players on the team's roster. I don't know, but I think it could definitely help some teams going forward. The other team that I wanted to touch on was Blainville. I know they had a couple of guys, first rounders, Bill Zonin and Justin Carbonneau. Both of those guys probably going to do very well this year in their post-draft year. But yeah, some other guys on that roster: U18 standout defenseman Xavier Villeneuve, Spencer Gill, brother of Dylan Gill. Last year he played in the Memorial Cup for Moncton. And they've also got Jakob Malota. He came over from Cape Breton. He is one of the top goaltenders in the QMJHL. And I think Blainville has got themselves a pretty stacked roster, if I do say so myself.
They seem to be one of the favorites out of the queue for sure. Carbonneau and Zonin and Malota.
Those two alone, if you put Carbonneau and Zonin on a team, like any team in the queue, I think it gives them a chance. I don't care who you're. Okay, maybe not any team in the queue. 10 out of the 16 teams in the queue, maybe. You put Zonin and Carbonneau on their top 6, they're doing something. They're doing some damage.
Yeah, for sure. And so, yeah, Blainville will be a team to watch, of course. Like Moncton, like you said, of course, the defending champions. So I'm interested to see how Blainville does. That team, they've made some moves this offseason to make themselves better. And I'm intrigued to see how they do. We got to get somebody on from the QMJHL to come and talk to us and kind of give us some more insight on that league. I'm not too familiar with it. Like, you know your shit. Don't get me wrong, but nice to have an insider or somebody else who can kind of, feed us some information too. But I mean, what does Halifax look like this year?
It's tough. They've got a couple of 19-year-olds, a lot of 18-year-olds, and a few 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
They got the 3rd overall pick, Malik L'Italien. His 2 brothers, Elliot and Roman, both play for Cape Breton. Right. So there's going to be a little battle of Nova Scotia between the L'Italien brothers this year. Hopefully Malik gets out on top. But yeah, they've got 2 new goaltenders. One came over from the BCHL, I believe, Owen Brisson,
Hmm.
and the other is Nick Circa. He's a young goalie. He came up last year at the end, kind of right after Christmas time. Spent a few games with the team. Didn't play much action because Jacob Steinman kind of took the reins of that crease last year after Mathis Rousseau got traded. But Nick Circa's like 6'4", 6'5", and Owen Bresson's got a pretty good record behind him. I think they're going to be all right when it comes to goaltending. But the Mooseheads have a new coach, Brad McKenzie, and he's kind of just preached offense, 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 because last year they were the lowest scoring team in the queue. So they're trying to mix things up this season, and I guess we'll see. We'll see how well that works.
Yeah, makes sense. It'll be interesting to see how they do for sure. I know in the OHL, preseason games are underway as well there, and we've had, of course, Jake O'Brien and Reed Duthie and Spencer Hyman on from Brantford, but they're honestly Brantford is looking like one of the favorites out of the entire OHL right now. Like they welcome in Adam Benak, they welcome in Ryerson Leanders, Edison Engel. Like those guys are all going to play huge roles this year. So, and then of course you have Jake O'Brien, you have Merrick Van Acker, and the rest of that squad. So, I think Brantford is a team to really watch out of the OHL this year.
Yeah, big time. I know there's always going to be some fans in the OHL of some certain teams that will always be rooting for their teams, no matter how well or how poorly they do. And this year, I'm kind of on the cusp. I don't know if the London Knights are going to be the powerhouse team that they always are, or will the loss
Yeah.
of Easton Cowan, will the loss of Denver Barkey kind of put these guys in a hole? Sam Dickinson, probably the best defenseman in like the OHL last year, other than Zane Parekh.
Yeah.
He's gone.
He's gonna go play in San Jose. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Definitely.
Of course, there was rumors yesterday, but they got Puckpedia kind of fixed what they had said. But the 19-year-olds being allowed to be loaned to the AHL rather than being returned to junior. Of course, they retracted that, and it's going to be something that'll be continually talked about until we meet again for the new CBA in 2026. But I mean, honestly, what a blow that would have been to a lot of teams if they implemented that right away. Like a lot of 19-year-old players would have been, oh, and we're not going back to junior, we're going to the AHL. Guys like Berkeley Catton, like right off the top of my mind, it was somebody I thought about, right? I was like, oh, Seattle will just loan him to Coachella and he'll just play there. But hey, the CHL gets a bit of a rest here for a year. So I mean that's good, but what a move that would have been, honestly.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. But there's something that I wanted to bring up, and it's the Shane Wright and Michael Misa situation. Back when Shane Wright was coming up through the ranks, Seattle actually made a proposal for Shane Wright to be like passed on into the AHL because he had already spent 3 years of junior, like because he had the exceptional status. So by the time he was at that age, he had already had 3 years of junior, and they were trying to bypass something. And I had heard something that San Jose was trying to do the same thing with Michael Misa because he's already played his
Oh yeah.
3 years, and but I don't think it will work out at all. And like just for that reason that you just said, like all these
Yeah.
players, if it does happen, there will no there will be no more like 19-year-olds in the CHL because they all will want to go play pro.
All the drafted ones at least for sure. Yeah. And then like that'll be the big blow to the league if that ends up being a thing. But man, I like that's all pure speculation at this rate. But honestly, the WHL is the preseason kicks off tonight. There's a number of games going on. I know here in Kamloops, the Blazers are going to play the Vancouver Giants, so that'll be a good one. I'll be down there at the rink for that one tonight. But WHL season's pretty much underway here in the next couple weeks. Watch for Spokane to be the best team in the league this year. I don't think they really skip a beat. Berkeley Catton, of course, if he doesn't make Seattle, because Seattle doesn't have the best center depth, and he could find himself on that team. But there's a few other rookies he's got to kind of beat out, I think, first. But Spokane, I mean, Mathis Preston, Ozzie McIntyre, there's a lot of good players there. They acquired the rights to Trevor Connolly as well, so not sure what's going to happen there, if Connolly will end up going to play there, or if he'll go and play in Henderson this year for Vegas's farm team. So Spokane's a big team to watch out of the West, I think.
Well, you just mentioned it. The Henderson Silver Knights. What a prospect pool they're rocking up. They've already got Trevor Connolly, former World Junior player for the USA, and Matthew Catafort, former CHL MVP or QMJHL MVP, and also former World Junior player for Team Canada. Like, they've got a decent prospect pool down there in Henderson for a team that's less than 10 years old.
100%. And
well, Henderson less than 10. The Vegas Golden Knights are less than 10 years old. Henderson, I think they're
less than 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, good prospect pool for them. Of course, Vegas has traded every prospect away, obviously. But hey, Vegas does what Vegas does to win, man. It seems to work.
That's true. Well, Colton, before we wrap things up on this segment, why don't we each give a way too early league winner from each league of the CHL, the Q, the Dub, and the O? We'll start with you.
For the Q, I will go with Blainville. I think it's just that's my choice. Out of the O, I have to go with Brantford. I've been hyping them up way too much. I don't think they get it wrong. I think this is their year that they can really push. It seems like, everybody we've talked to as well in that organization, they think it's a big year. And then for the WHL, like, I will go with Spokane. I think that is my pick for sure. I'm interested to see what Kelowna does, how Kelowna handles the trade deadline, how Kelowna kind of just builds their roster this year for the Memorial Cup. But I do think Spokane is going to be the best team out of the Western League. What about you?
Okay, so in the Q, I'll go with Moncton. I'll go with the Moncton Wildcats. You're taking Blainville. I'll take probably the second best team. They lost Mathis Rousseau, but they still have Rudy Guimont. He was on a tear last year. They lost Loki Johansson, but they brought in another. He's not Swedish. He's Finnish defenseman on a loan, and I don't know. Loki Johansson worked out very well for the Moncton Wildcats last year. This import could do the exact same. And for the OHL, I think I might have to go with another different team. You pick Brantford. I'll pick Windsor. Ethan Belchitz, guy looks like he's on a tear. He was at the Helenka. He was tearing things up with Tynan Lawrence, soon to be friend of the show. And some other guys. So Belchitz could really turn up and lead Windsor. Like, the Windsor Spitfires were in a crucial series last year that they lost to Kitchener in a heartbreaking fashion. And I think the guys that are on that team going to have that deep down. It's going to fuel their fire. In the WHL, you went with Spokane, so I'm going to have to go with Kelowna, the Memorial Cup hosts, right? What can they do wrong here? That's kind of what's left for them to do. Tija Ginla, they've already got him. Who else can they kind of add to that roster of players to beef up, I guess you would say?
For sure. And yeah, Tomasz Paletin, he's coming over. He was the first overall pick in the CHL import draft, so he's going to come play for Kelowna. Like, yeah, there's a lot of the Mazden Leslie was committed to the NCAA, but he's coming to play for the Rockets. Harrison Bodiger, they signed out of the U.S. program as well. So, like, there's a number of good players in Spokane, or in Kelowna, sorry. And I think with Kelowna, they have the assets after the Crystal trade and the Caden Price trade that they can make some trades and really load up this year. It'll be interesting to see what they do and who they target. That's for sure. Definitely.
Well, fellas, Colton was at the Sandman Center this past weekend with the Kamloops Blazers during their training camp. We'll be right back to talk about that with Colton's firsthand experience right after this.
Game on. Week 1 starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just football. It's first touchdown fireworks, anytime TD rushes, and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. This week on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, you can find lines such as the Philadelphia Eagles at minus 425 to beat the Dallas Cowboys and others. Lines and odds are subject to change. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Well, Colton, why don't you let us know how the Blazers camp has been?
Hold up. Before we get into that, I had to. Willie's not happy. Willie's not happy about something. That was Willie's not happy about the disclaimer. He doesn't like ads. I'm sorry, Willie. This is not an ad-free show anymore. We're now sponsored. Let's talk about the Kamloops Blazers. Let's talk a little bit about the training camp. I won't bore you guys too much, but JB Hurlburt, 2026 top prospect, left the United States National Team Development Program last month. It was. Rumors went on for about 2 months that he was going to be joining the Kamloops Blazers. Friend of the show, Brad Schlossman, actually broke the news that all signs were pointing to Hurlburt signing with the Kamloops Blazers. And of course, just last week, the Blazers were able to make it official. I sat down with JP just over the weekend, and we had a good chat. The full article is up on blazerhockey.com, so you guys can check that out over there. But man, what a player. What a great kid. His favorite player is Jack Hughes. He's really creative out there. You can tell he watches Jack Hughes by the creativity and just his elusiveness out there. But very fun player to watch. I'm interested to see how he manages to go from the USHL to the WHL. It's a different league, but he alluded that the USHL is extremely good. It's a physical league. There's top end talent there. So he knows what it's like to play in a league where some of the best players in the world are, and that's what he's going to be coming here to do. But already he's been lights out at training camp, like absolutely unreal. This is a guy that 100% is going to go in the first round of the 2026 draft. I believe Stephen Ellis over at Daily Faceoff has him ranked, I think 29th. I'll have to double check that. But honestly, he's been fantastic, and he already has chemistry with Tommy Lafreniere, who of course is an Edmonton Oilers prospect. Those two are already lighting it up together in camp, and it's been fun. I'm excited to see how JP does. I believe he's playing in the first preseason game tonight against Vancouver, so it'll be fun to see him kind of in action. But I'm excited to see how he does this year.
I've seen this guy's name all over the place. Colin Kim. He's a youngster, but he made the team, signed a scholarship and development agreement with the Blazers. What are your thoughts on Kim? I don't know. I saw his name too many places to not ask you.
He's good. He's good. So Kim is 15. He went back to Anaheim right now because he'll spend his 15-year-old year playing for the Junior Ducks down in California. Fantastic kid, great family, but man, what a great young player. He was arguably one of the top players in the entire camp, and even for a 15-year-old, he was lights out. Like unreal hockey player, unreal hockey sense, great with his activation. This is a guy that I'm really intrigued to see what kind of happens with him. And I already know through talking with his parents, there's NCAA schools kind of lined up for him at the moment. But for him to sign with the Blazers is huge. He'll get some games next year. So next year is kind of his big push to make the team. He can make it as a 16-year-old, of course. So that'll be a big one. But yeah, 2010 born forward who has all the talent in the world.
You were able to get a clip. It was a nice goal. Nathan Bame. Why don't we throw that up? Because I'm sitting here looking at it in the corner of my eye, and I just remember you showing me before. It was so nice. Take a look at this, fellas. It's so nice. We'll play it twice. Now I see why you talk. Now I see why you talk this guy up so much. That was kind of nasty. It's kind of nasty.
Toe drag into the forehand, backhand, roofs it. Yeah, Nathan Bame is unreal. He was great throughout training camp. He's off to the Chicago Blackhawks camp now as well, so good for him. Friend of the show, good friend of the show actually, the prospect on. We'll be talking with him and seeing him this week, so that'll be awesome. But yeah, Nathan Bame's unreal. He's great. He's got nothing to prove, though, of course, because he's been drafted. One player that did catch my eye at Blazers camp as well was Lucas Ben, who is the cousin of Jamie and Jordy Ben. Learned that over the weekend. Thought that was pretty cool. Nice little family connection there. Lucas is 6'5", 200 pounds, big kid. Still trying to kind of figure it out, he said, but he knows that with his size, he's got a big advantage, of course, and trying to use it. But nice to have a little family connection there. And a couple of the other players that I think that were just like outstanding. Josh Evacheson, he is a 19-year-old who came out of the BCHL. So, of course, one of those junior A leagues that has seen decimation thanks to the NCAA CHL rule. But Josh came here to camp at 19, and man, he's been super impressive. He should for sure be getting a shot at the full-time roster. And then 15-year-old who we drafted this year, Tegan Bouchard, also unreal player throughout the tournament. Reminds me a lot of Stankoven.
Okay. That's some high praise. Maybe some big shoes to fill too.
Yeah, for sure. His favorite player is Stank as well, so kind of funny how that all lines up. But when he said that, I interviewed him a couple months ago, and at the rookie camp we had here, and I said, "Who's your favorite player? Like, who do you grow up watching?" And he goes, "Oh, Logan Stankoven." And I was like, "How fucking old am I, man? Like you grew up watching him? That's crazy." But great young kid, man. I think this kid has what it takes. He was a first-round pick by the Blazers, so another player that I'm excited to see. And one player that I got to give a shout out to, got two players, Wesley Quanstrom and Kyle Lanigan. Two 2010 born players who dropped the gloves and got into a spirited scrap. And I should have had this video ready for us to show, but the two got into a spirited fight at training camp, which was it's always fun to see some scraps at camp. Got to, the competitiveness, of course.
I did see that. I think it was it Anthony that reposted your video or something? Because I saw the video somehow.
Yeah. But yeah, so Blazers training camp is kind of wound down. We got the first preseason game tonight. Preseason's for the next couple weeks, and then the first regular season game is on the 20th against Spokane, of all teams.
Well, you said they might be the WHL champions. Definitely a good test on the first night.
For sure. That'll be a good one. And Cole Bieksa, the son of Kevin Bieksa, is actually playing tonight for the Vancouver Giants. So that'll be fun to kind of see what he's all about as well.
Sick. I don't know if I ever told you this story, but the story where I was like walking outside after All-Star weekend, and I was walking with my buddy, and all of a sudden he just turns around and starts sprinting the other way. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? And he just walks up to this guy, and he's like pulling out his phone, and it's these two guys just standing there. And I look, and I turn around, and I'm like, oh, that's Kevin Bieksa. So instinctively, I'm like, hey, Kevin, can you mind if I get a picture with you? And he's like, yeah, sure, man. Kept his hood up. He's like, oh, yeah, it's kind of chilly. I'm going to leave my hood up for this one. I was like, yeah, no problem. And then saw David Amber there. Couldn't remember his name. I was like, I'm not asking for a picture if I don't know his name. I felt so bad. And I was like,
oh, brother.
But yeah, big story with Kevin Biak. So that's my only instance.
That's good. Hopefully, maybe I'll meet him tonight. Maybe he'll be there.
Did you see Shane Doan? Shane Doan was there at camp.
Yeah, I did not. I was not there that night.
Oh.
I was there during the day and then didn't end up going back for the night. So I fucking regret that.
Well, Colton, is there anything you wanted to touch on for the rest of this episode before we wrap things up here?
No, nothing else. Just a programming note for tomorrow. I know I mentioned it yesterday, but I'll just mention it again. Tomorrow's episode will be pre-recorded. I have to go to the hospital, get a procedure done, so I'll be doing that. I'll be drugged up. That'll be fun. So yeah, I'll be under the knife tomorrow, getting some stuff done, but we'll be back Friday.
Yes, sir. Well, we will have an episode coming out. I might go live and pull the episode up while we're live, but that all depends on my work schedule. Keep an eye on the Twitter tonight, fellas. We'll definitely have it up by then. Yeah, drugged up Colton. Definitely gonna. You and Stephen Ellis should get together. I mean, Stephen said he was going to get into that cocaine business, right?
Yeah, we could start something good. Colton and Ellis pharmaceuticals.
Colton Ellis, that's a former goalie from Cape Breton. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, fellas, we thank you for tuning in here on another episode of GDT Live. We'll be back tomorrow, possibly live. If not, we will be pre-recorded. Check out our YouTube. That's my time. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, right back here on GDT Live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning into another video over here on the Game Day Tarps podcast and the Hockey Podcast Network. We've got so much more where this came from, so smash the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell, turn the notifications on so you never miss a beat. For myself and the rest of the guys over at Game Day Tarps, we thank you, and we'll see you next time.